The last row in this theater is closer to the stage than the first row is in the Metropolitan Opera, because, of course, their orchestra pit is the size of our theater.
I decided many years ago that staying small is beautiful. I decided many years ago that staying small is beautiful.
The last row in this theater is closer to the stage than the first row is in the Metropolitan Opera, because, of course, their orchestra pit is the size of our theater.
Keeping an opera company small allows us to take much bigger artistic risks, and that's what's exciting for the audience.
We have updated a couple of operas over the years. Daughter of the Regiment, it's got some fantastic music in it and it's got some funny situations, but it's dated, and so we came up with this Marx Brothers idea for it.
Come on, I speak to you. Walk this way.
If I could walk that way, I wouldn't need talcum powder.
DiCapo was founded in 1980 to produce opera on an intimate scale, which was something that we wanted to do.
15 minutes for 15.
We finally ended up with this space in 1990.
Places.
In order to get the theater built, I had to sell a racehorse, which I had an interest in. I worked myself to supervise the construction. We built wooden risers, bought a crystal chandelier for, $40 at Home Depot, and the next thing you knew, we had what we thought was a theater. We've had numerous people who have performed at the Met and the City Opera perform here because they've wanted to perform a certain role in New York City, or they've wanted to work with myself or with a specific conductor. Like Anton Coppola, who is conducting probably the 400th production of La Traviata that he's conducted in his long and distinguished career. All I ask is that people come, try it. They don't have to put on white tie and tails, and they don't have to hang out with people whose names are Biff and Muffy. The opera is for real people as well.
OperaWorks is not opera as usual. It's fantastic to go to the Met, but, when do American opera lovers get a chance for a little something else?
We found this beautiful performing space in a church, but it had no orchestra pit. A small company has to come up with a creative solution. So we created the virtual orchestra, which stores the sound of 100 instruments in one computer. The musician in the balcony who operates the computer follows me, the conductor, just as the singers do. If someone wants to hold a high note a little longer, we can do that. If somebody gets excited and there's an accelerating build happening, we can follow that too.
We can do what we want here. We can look at a piece, we can approach a piece, we can design a piece. Musically, we can do whatever we want.
There are more kinds of opera in this city than anyone could possibly imagine.
I've had singers from the Met. They said, if you can sing at Asti's, you can sing anywhere.
Believe me, it requires a lot of energy and a lot of technique. And singing in places like this help you do that. Tonight's very busy. I probably will not arrive home until 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll have to get up 4 hours later and prepare myself for a matinee down at Tony Amato's singing Figaro in the Barber of Seville.
We're now in our 51st season. Naturally, the reputation gets around that we do pretty decent operas. There's a warmth in this theater we try to create, the intimacy. Our musicians sit here, and our electrician is here by the lights, which in this show is Mrs. Amato. My wife and I, we do the work of, I would say, 5 or 6 different directors. Then as soon as you see Figaro, I do the music direction. I stage direct. You re-enter from the audience. Right. With my scenic designer, I help design the sets. Okay. I build the sets sometimes, most of the times. It looks impossible for a few minutes. We got it together. One inspector years ago said to me, he says, Tony Amato, the problem with you want to make the Metropolitan in a little building like this. The singers, many of them go to big opera houses, and they always write to me and saying that the experience they got here of doing opera under pressure, the situation we have here, has helped them. I think the public enjoy opera here more than they do in the big opera houses. The intimacy of it brings them right into the opera, into the play. They see their facial expression. Seeing an opera in such a way that one must experience it to realize how different it is and exciting it could be.
Thank you.